Hey guys, welcome to Auckland Auto Diagnostics. In this video, we've got a Holden Cruze with the famous P0172 fault code. And the vehicle would have a really long crank. It wouldn't start, so the vehicle wouldn't fire unless the throttle pedal is pressed all the way to the ground. Now, at first, I thought this code had nothing to do with the starting problem. I was thinking maybe it wasn't getting a cam or crank signal and it wasn't firing the injectors. So I put four channels on injectors 1 to 4, one channel on the crank signal, two channels on the cam signals, and an amp clamp on the ignition coil ground to see whether it's sparking or not. After checking these signals, I realized that we've got cam and crank signals, and we've got injection pulse, and we've got a spark. So my direction went straight into the rich condition, and we've most likely got flooded spark plugs, and there's too much fuel spraying into the engine. So the next test I've done here was an injector balance test. So I would put a fuel pressure gauge on the fuel system and drop each injector for a certain amount of time and see if the pressure drops equally. And every time I've done it on all four injectors, the pressure would drop down to around 52 psi. So I knew the injectors were not the problem. On this waveform here, you can see the injector being commanded on for about 47 milliseconds, and that's enough to cause a no start condition. And now I know that the ECU is doing this intentionally. And as you can see here, when the vehicle was warmed up in closed loop, I've taken it for a test drive. The fuel trim would get so rich it would read up to minus 31. So I went ahead and checked the mass airflow sensor, the coolant temperature sensor, and made sure that the oxygen sensors were not giving a false reading. Then I checked my data pads for fuel alcohol content and noticed that it was sitting at 72%. I later found out that these ECUs have a software problem that would cause the fuel alcohol content to rise, even though the alcohol content is not increasing. So I reset the fuel alcohol content. As you can see, the fuel trims are looking a lot better than before, and the injection pulse went down to less than half of what it was before. As you can see here, now the car starts smoothly without having to press the accelerator pedal. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.